We've talked, you're filming, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, so we move this every day like we've talked about in other videos. That allows the chickens to have fresh grass, protection of the coop with supplemental feed, and it does the fertilization along the pasture. We move this every day, and I'm going to show you that process now. We're going to lose some chickens, but it's part of the game. Some will run out and then they go back in. This is why it's fun.
Mission accomplished.
Yep, on the next. Alright, I'm about to go. So last time I saw you, we were talking about contour lines. And the reason we laid those out is that we could lay out these terrace structures in the garden. The contour line gives us the level, so when we dig a trench and then level everything out, throwing the dirt uphill, it gives us a berm and more of a level bed. You hear like square foot gardening or a raised bed where you have dirt surrounded by like a box frame soil. This is the same thing, but we're using earth to create that boundary in a way that it holds water. So you don't need to spend all that money. You can just shape your dirt and in a level way. So if we look uphill, as the water rains down, it's going to come down and hit this edge. And because this is level, water finds its own level and it'll sink into the ground and then come down. As it sinks, it'll be kind of like a bubble into the landscape. That's how we see like seeps and springs in other areas. But it'll saturate this landscape, and then when we till this and have our row crop, all of this picks up that moisture and utilizes that we've harvested all that rain throughout the year. So that a little bit of earthworks, we did this probably in this one, maybe like an hour or 2 hours at most, and then another one down there. So we've got like 4 hours in 2 really large earthwork structures that will severely limit how much irrigation we have to do. So do we spend a little bit of money on earthworks, or do we spend a lot of money on irrigation? Again, it goes back to the, are you passively doing things with nature, or are you actively using technology to fill the gaps that nature doesn't leave? So I'm out here with this pile of potting soil because I wanted to talk about erosion and why contour lines in the garden are important. So take a look at this. With a little bit of rainfall coming from this, simulated from the sprinkler, we can start seeing erosion happen pretty quick. The soil gets saturated, and as the water pools at the top, it starts streaming down. You'll notice this on pretty much any hillside. But see how it's starting to rip a current here as it comes down the hill. So that's cool, right? Now, what we do with the contour lines is we essentially intersect this hill with a ditch that goes around at a level line, and it allows that water to pool up and become stabilized there, so that if this works correctly, I want to show you how it'll pull up in this ditch. And it starts to spread out, spread out, spread out. and it's not ripping the current down. Of course, there's like a key point here, and you know, there is some erosion, but notice the difference. That's what we're doing on a large scale in the garden. Hope that makes sense.